Welcome to the SKNIS Week in Review. In this program, we recap major government-related activities over the past week. Coming up, St. Kitts and Nevis delegation attends International Labour Conference, Prime Minister Harris discusses Citizenship by Investment program, and local producers learn more about intellectual property rights. Those stories and more are next on the SKNIS Week in Review for the period June 15 to 20, 2019. Some 400 delegates convened at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort on Thursday and Friday for the 4th Annual Caribbean Investment Summit. The summit was attended by government officials, heads of various citizenship by investment units, developers, international marketing agents, and service providers from countries around the world. Les Khan, the Chief Executive Officer of the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment Unit, welcomed the delegates.
In hosting this year's event, we wanted to highlight the journey of Caribbean citizenship by investment over the last 35 years. This journey has seen the number of countries launching CBI programs increase significantly, particularly over the last 5 years. We have seen increased competition at times and increased collaboration at other times. But most importantly, we have seen the Caribbean continue to offer leading and reliable brands for investment as compared to our competitors.
Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris, continued his interaction with the public on Thursday when he appeared on the Straight Talk radio program on WinFM 98.9. The Prime Minister touched on a number of important national issues, including the Citizenship by Investment program.
We have learned that one of the key elements of the CBI program is that we must have a consistently robust due diligence program. That ensures by and large that those who participate are of the highest integrity and character and in fact will pose no threat to the rest of the international community.
With the changing landscape in the world of work globally, St. Kitts and Nevis is doing its part to ensure that local workers are prepared to adapt to the dynamics of a new environment and seize the benefits that are created. This was a key point raised by the Senior Minister and Minister of Labour, the Honourable Vance Emery, as he addressed the General Assembly at the 108th session of the International Labour Conference on Tuesday.
In St. Kitts and Nevis, we have begun the process of encouraging our people to prepare for the inevitable change in the structure of work by developing programs of training and retraining our people to equip them for the future of work. In addition, the Ministry of Labour and the Ministry of Education, in conjunction with the National Tripartite Committee, has established a new structure to upgrade all workers and prepare them to meet the challenges which confront them in the respect of the future of work.
On Monday, several nurses employed with the government participated in a 2-day training to learn more about the work of the Starkey Hearing Foundation. The Foundation's International Development Director, Kirk Richards, spoke about their mission here.
So the Starkey Hearing Foundation has been doing missions since 2016 in St. Kitts and Nevis. And what the foundation is about is that we provide hearing aids to those who can afford it. Our focus to the next 2 days is to really get the nurses up to speed, as mentioned, and just getting them trained on what our new practices are. As well as on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be doing missions both in St. Kitts and Nevis for patients who are existing patients wearing our hearing aids or any new patients that need the services.
Stakeholders representing government departments and ministries, the private sector, legal fraternity, and tertiary institutions in St. Kitts and Nevis attended a patent sensitization workshop on Thursday. It was organized by the Intellectual Property Office, St. Kitts and Nevis, and helped to raise awareness on the benefits, procedures, rights, and responsibilities relating to intellectual property. Jeanne Williams is the acting registrar of the local IP office.
We are particularly pleased that you've opted to join us here this morning, since the area of patents is hardly ever spoken about in our very copyright and trademark centered society. We know and care about protecting our music, our poetry, our literature, and our business brands, but what about our inventions? Are we an inventive people? What are we doing with these inventions? And if we're not inventing, what can we do to foster that spirit of innovation and inventiveness? If left to the information in our office, only people from far-off countries like Switzerland, Australia, New Zealand, and the US are creating, since their inventions are the only ones we receive protection applications from. However, we choose to believe that the talents and skills of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis can rival those of persons anywhere else in the world, and that there is absence from the patent protection system is due to the lack of awareness of the benefits, procedures, rights, and responsibilities connected.
And finally, Port Stante in Bastia was a bit more festive than usual last Saturday for the celebration of the Freewind's 31st anniversary of its maiden voyage. In a ceremony to commemorate the event, Deputy Prime Minister the Honourable Sean Richards stated that the Freewinds holds the distinction of being the longest continuous running passenger ocean vessel to grace the shores of St. Kitts and Nevis. He also noted that the assistance of the ship's personnel in a drug prevention program has been quite impactful.
Take, for example, earlier this year, when Port Captain Kenneth Weber paid a visit to our National Drug Council on drug abuse prevention. In January, he delivered copies of training manuals on drug prevention, treatment, and care. From speaking with the council's director, Ms. Karimo Byron, content from these manuals will be utilized by our University of the West Indies certified specialists throughout St. Kitts and Nevis, 28 of whom specialize in drug prevention education, while another 29 specialize in drug treatment and recovery. The Freewinds Kind Donation will benefit persons such as the residents of Her Majesty's Prison, who this month will start an 8-week program organized by the National Drug Council. This 8-week program is specially formulated for inmates who are scheduled to be released shortly and who were involved in drugs before their incarceration. 12 residents already graduated from this 8-week program back in late March.
And that's all for this edition of the SKNS Week in Review. I'm Ian Richards.